At first glance, the election map here in Indiana looks much the same as in recent years. But if you drill down into the data, there are some changes here in Indiana that mirror the shifts we've seen nationally since 2016. Donald Trump and Mike Braun both won the state comfortably, projected as winners within 10 minutes of the polls closing. But Braun underperformed Trump by more than 4 percentage points statewide and in most individual counties. Ball State's Chad Kinsella says Libertarian Donald Rainwater might have cost Braun some votes.
So, he only got 5%. So, you can almost attribute Braun's underperformance is almost exactly the amount that Rainwater got, across the board.
There was one county that split its ticket. That was Tippecanoe County. Trump won Tippecanoe County by 100 votes, but Braun lost it to Jennifer McCormick by nearly 2,700 votes. Trump won Tippecanoe County in 2016, and he lost it in 2020.
Some of those demographics that are in Tippecanoe, higher education, higher income, kind of more suburban. You got a lot of younger people there, but then also Tippecanoe it's got some patterns that favor Republicans as well, and demographics that favor Republicans. So it's becoming it could in the near future surpass St. Joseph County as like Indiana's new purple county.
Braun and Trump both won every other county except Marion, Lake, Monroe, and St. Joseph counties. That follows recent voting patterns, but future election maps in Indiana might look different. Let's look at the donut counties that ring Indianapolis. All of them went for Trump in each of the past 3 elections, but Democrats made big gains in 5 of them in 2020 and added slightly to those gains this year. Take Hamilton County. Trump got 56% of the vote there in 2016. Hillary Clinton got 36%. Fast forward to 2020, and Joe Biden gets nearly 45.5%. Trump's share drops to 52%. Then this year, Harris slightly tops Biden's totals and even wins in Carmel while Trump holds steady. We saw the same trends in Boone, Hancock, Johnson, and Hendricks counties, though Trump's margin was wider. Now, if we head to Northwest Indiana, we have almost exactly the opposite pattern. Let's look at Lake County, longtime Democratic stronghold in the Chicago metro area. The Democratic candidate still won Lake County in each of the past 3 elections, but Trump gained nearly 10 percentage points from 2016 to 2024, and Democrats trended downward almost identically to how Trump did in the donut counties. So does this mean the political landscape is changing? Possibly. IU South Bend's Elizabeth Benyon says most voters are set in their ways.
We generally will not see huge percentage points with 10%, 20% of voters changing their mind over the course of a fairly short time. And so often that suggests some kind of demographic change in who's actually voting in those counties.
Benyon says it's too soon to say if the results suggest a larger trend. She says we'll have a better idea after the 2026 and 2028 elections. Kinsella thinks it's a trend.
I think overall there's some changes that are going on. There's some balancing, and I think you can kind of see the trends already there. I think your donut counties are going to continue to trend more and more Democratic. I think you're going to see some other changes, Lake counties and the region trending more Republican. So it's just there's this really interesting upheaval right now, and some of it might be the Trump phenomenon, but the parties are evolving, and the people who vote for those parties are also evolving.
Regardless, Benyon says both major parties should work to mobilize voters in areas where those shifts have happened.
And although if you're used to being a safe majority party in a particular county or particular district, that may not be comfortable. In many ways, it's good for democracy. It really does put the voters in the driver's seat.
Benyon says the tightening of vote margins, particularly in places like Tippecanoe County, shows every vote really does count. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.